So welcome everyone, and sorry about this huge mess in my room. I didn't have time to change and make this place look so much better. And this is my sidekick Max the pug right here sitting down and chilling right next to me. So first of all, welcome everybody, and if you're watching this, I am actually Sergey, that's my name, and I'm a Make Money expert. So this is actually a video to actually my subscribers who are members of actually the stock market classes. And I'll get started talking about the stock market right now. So this year, you can actually check my earnings in both of my classes. I've been successful at making $12,000 in cash in my stock market classes. So this was a very great year for me, and I want to talk about what's going to happen next in the stock market itself, because people are very nervous right now. So the Dow Jones Industrial just hit another record high. It is as close as you can potentially get to mostly the top level of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. You might be thinking that this might be an interesting time to maybe take out the money and go on the sidelines. Some of you might be interested to know which way would the market actually go right now. Specifically, what is my forecast? Well, it's going to go in the future as well, because I have been going on a roll and making a very good amount of money in this few months. So there's a few things I want to talk about here, and why is the stock market not giving the returns you might actually want, especially if you're an investor, somebody who has been on the market and you're not beating it. You're not making more than 100% gain over here. So to make the big money in the stock market, you definitely have to risk. If you don't risk money, you're not gonna make money. It is really as simple as that. For people who are not risking money, they are just not making anything. So the safest investment, of course, is not investing at all. And if you're gonna go and do it safely, you're not gonna be making the big money in the stock market, because playing it safe is not gonna make you money over here. Now, you can see right here a whole chart of the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and we can see what was going on here in the 90s. Well, it was going up, and then it went sideways. Same thing in the year 2007, 2008, same thing, sideways and then huge drop. Now we have the model of all bubbles right here in the year 2019 right now. And right now it has been going up and down. The question for everybody is asking, how long is it going to keep going right here? Or is it going to finally hit the $30,000 mark? And that is the $1 million question. It really is, because we are getting so close. And you can see the 52-week average going from 21,000 all the way to 26,000. That's an epic amount of a jump in a very short period of time. You have to go ahead and look in the year 1995 before some jump like that even happened. And the question actually gets to the point when the money reaches a certain amount of point. Remember, with stocks, it is actually money piling on top of money, on top of money, on top of money. And eventually, people just like you and me go over there and start buying it because they think it's finally safe to invest, and that is when the whole thing drops down. You have to understand that in the stock market, rich people make money. And it doesn't matter for them if stocks are going down or up. They make money either way. They have very smart people who are working in the stock market, and when the stocks are going all-time high, they short it. What it is they're playing against the market, and when the stock market drops, they make it big. They make even more money. And the thing is, you can do the same thing as well. I definitely am gonna do something about shorting. People really have been asking me about how you short the stock market, but it is not a good thing to do in a bull market. Raging bull market, this is the last thing you want to do. You can still play it, but I have had not good success with shorting. Not to say I haven't had good success. I was able to make money with shorting, but it just is going for a very short period of time. You can actually short the stock market. In a bull market, you find location, you find stocks that potentially will go down, and then you get out as soon as you can because it doesn't let you have too much time on your hand to go ahead and make money. In a crisis situation like 2008, you could short almost any stock and you were making a huge amount of money. But now, every single year and every single day, to tell you the truth, in the stock market, the gameplay is totally different. You gotta play it different because the game changes. But there is a few things that always are the same: charts, chart reading, volume, and seasonality. There are certain things in the stock market that always stay the same. So by learning those specific things, the specific knowledge that you are required, you will be exponentially better than almost any other stock trader out there or an investor. So of course, what I like to do is I could make a lot more money by just sitting in a bear market and then waiting until the bull market is over, and of course make a lot of money. You have to understand that the game of stocks is something that, first of all, it's going to take you a while before you learn how to do this. Two is this is not this predictable. The more you play it, the better you get at this game, but you're not going to be good at it until you're learning how to control your emotions, specifically emotional, and it's tied with money. As soon as I was able to learn how to control my emotional state of mind and with my trading, you got to be emotionless. You cannot have any emotion attached to any of your trading whatsoever for you to be successful in this game. So if you made a game point, you need to know when to get in and when exactly to get out. And that is the vital important step here. You need to know when to cut your losses, you need to know when to stay in the game, and so on. So those are so important steps that you have to follow. Now, how high do I think this thing is gonna go? It's 26,000 right now. I don't think it's gonna get to 30,000 anytime soon. I actually thinking it might drop before it's gonna go any higher. It might take a few years for it to go back into 30,000. I think we're gonna get close, but the Dow Jones Industrial Average is not the leading indicator of the stock market. It is not. The leading indicator is actually the S&P 500. And we are very close at S&P 500 3,000 mark. And it is just a psychological number. All those numbers are purely psychological play. Don't mean much, don't mean anything. But what it does mean is that all those different numbers come into play, and it is all sheep mentality. Talking about sheep mentality. If everybody's doing and everybody's playing the same rule game, the only winner that is going to be here is going to be somebody who is not playing by the rules. And what I mean by this is that if you do what everybody else tells you, you're going to have the same results as the entire stock market for the year. So if the stock market, if you're going to be listening to CNN, you're going to be listening to CNBC, especially the clown Jim Cramer. So when he puts stuff out there, don't think that he is putting things that nobody knows. You know how many millions of people are watching and listening and doing exactly what they tell you on TV? That's exactly what they want you to actually do. But the big money, the one who is really moving the market, they don't listen to that stuff. In fact, all this thing is super fake news. Entirely, the whole entire stock market. All the financial things that you hear, it is just noise. It means absolutely nothing. The real stuff that moves stocks is earnings. How much money is company actually making? How much money is going to make in the future? Is the entire economy slowing down? Is the world economy slowing down? Is the trade deals? Is the actual trade that is going on between United States and China? How is that going to play along? There is bigger forces underplaying here. Iran, wild card, oil prices. In fact, one of the things that is the biggest indicator of the United States economy to drop is actually the price of oil. Almost 9 out of 10 times a bull market was totally destroyed by the price of oil going too high. Another reason why it was totally destroyed is the Fed raising the interest rates too much and inverted curve. I don't know if you heard about it or not, but it is a leading indicator of a recession coming up, and we just had the inverted curve get inverted, which actually means we are 6 months to a year from a recession. Now, the stock market itself is 6 months leading indicator of what's going to happen in the future, 6 months in the future, which actually means even if we are 1 year away from a recession, the stock market should be selling 6 months before the recession actually hits. In fact, they'll be selling before the recession is going to be there. But before the recession is going to hit, guess what they're going to be doing? They're going to be pumping up the price of the stocks as high as they can get. Why is that? Because the big money is shorting the entire market. They're betting against everybody. When they bet against everybody, they're putting money to bet against. If you're shorting the market, the best time for you to short it is when everybody is in. Because when everybody is in, there's nobody who is out. And then when the rug gets pulled up from under, stock market drops. All those big boys who've been shorting all those stocks get to buy back the shares of those companies super cheap. They get to own those companies entirely cheap, and they make money. This is why the rich get rich and the poor gets poor in the game of the stock market. So what is my suggestion for you? If you have winners right now, take them out. And if you want to make more money, you know what you should be doing right now? Well, nobody playing gold. I do suggest for you to check it out. Gold stocks specifically are not in favor right now. So those are some suggestions for you to check on. And if you want to play, you want to make the big money in the stock market, you got to think different. Seriously, because that's the only way you will make it here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was an interesting mind opener for you. And if you did enjoy this video and you want to show me some support, please go ahead and sign up for the Geek Tech Show. It is free for you to join. There's going to be a link right down below where you press on the subscribe button and press on the bell sign too, so you don't miss any single video of another thing, because you don't never know what is the next thing that you're going to be seeing on the Geek Tech Show. Sign on and see you in the next video.